Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be doing a deadhead of my dahlia here. Deadheading dahlias can keep them blooming as long as humanly possible. I would like this dahlia to bloom all summer long. So I'm going to go through some tips now about how to deadhead this plant and how to differentiate which of these little stalks you want to clip off and which ones you don't, and how to go about this now. So let me get right to it. Thanks so much for watching. So all you need for this task is a clean pair of scissors. Nothing else but that. If you'd like to wear some gardening gloves, then you can go right ahead and go to it. So first things first, you want to identify which of the stalks have passed and which ones are going to still bloom. You definitely don't want to be chopping off any of the new blooms. So how to differentiate that is the blooms that are going to be coming soon are more round, spherical. So they look a little bit more like little cute little balls, as opposed to the ones that have passed, which are more conical, kind of to a point at the end. So for the ones that you want to clip off, you're going to want to follow the bloom stalk down to where it meets the main bloom stalk and just cut above where there's any leaves. You don't want to cut off any of the leaves because that's what's going to be bringing in the energy to the plant. And by cutting off these bloom stalks, we're really helping the plant focus on creating new blooms and not creating seeds that would be in this pretty little package here. Okay, so there's one. I'm going to cut off a whole bunch of these because I have let a bunch of these pass, and this is going to really help this plant focus in on creating new blooms for me and not creating seeds. So here's another one. You can see that there's some dried petals here. So that's obviously a really good indicator as well. So that's one that has passed. I'm going to be collecting all of these, just cutting down as low as I can go, but not cutting off any leaves. And then I'm going to collect them all, and I'm going to actually hide them in another part of my garden, maybe under some hostas where the leaves will be covering it, so that I can add this organic matter back into my soil. I really feel that any way that I can add organic matter or nutrients back to the soil, I will do so as much as I can, especially if I have these actually developed seeds, which I don't think they're going to do. If I was just to leave them there, they'd probably get eaten up by bunnies or squirrels. If I was just to leave them and they did develop into beautiful dahlias, I would not be complaining. So I'm just going to hide these in and amongst probably my hostas because they're a good hiding spot, I feel. Okay, let's go a little bit closer so I can show you even more what I'm doing. This stalk here actually has two faded blooms. So I'm actually going to cut it right back because both of these blooms have passed. 1, 2. Both of these blooms have passed. There's only one leaf here. So I'm actually going to cut it right back to the main stalk down in here. Because as you can see, this same main stalk, look at all of them that are shaking. They're all connected here. And there's a whole bunch of new blooms. See, there's one here and another one here. So this way the energy will go to these new blooms and maybe even some more. So here's another spot here where it has these 3 stalks. These have all passed. 1, 2, and 3. So now I'm going to actually cut this way back, and then we'll get some new blooms. See, there's even down here, there's a little itsy bitsy one coming. So that will be able to focus the energy in on this bloom and not on creating seeds for these 3 here. And same goes for this one here. See how this is passed? 1, 2. I'm going to go right back here. Here, this one has passed right here. I'm going to cut down here because there's still this pretty flower up here. And then this one here still. I'm going to go down to where it meets the stalk and clip. See, it's easy to see when you really compare the two. This one is a nice, cute little round ball. And then this one is more like a cone, kind of. And there's a new one forming right here. So we're going to go down to where it meets the stalk and clip. See, it is a little tricky. This one I don't believe has passed. If you look inside, see, it's still opening up. See in there? So that one has not passed. See, it's really good to pay attention. This one, see how it's got all these little frizzy guys there, just like in the actual bloom? That one has passed, so we're going to cut that one off. And careful not to cut these new leaves that are forming. Again, this guy looks like he's just starting to pop, but down here, this one has passed. See, if I open it up, you can see that this is all kind of faded. So we're going to clip down here. There's 2 of them down there, so we're going to go. Here's another 1, 2, 3. They have all passed. So I'm going to go down here and cut down here. All right, you can see I'm cutting off quite a bit, but I really did leave this for a while because I was waiting to do this video. So it's going to be so happy now that all of this energy is being focused in on these new blooms and not on creating seeds, because creating seeds takes a lot of energy up of this plant. So we want to make sure that we can redirect that to the blooms. I'm not looking to collect these seeds, and so I'm just looking for lots of blooms. I want the pretty. This one is coming and this one has passed. So we're going to go down to where it meets the stalk and just do a little clip. This one is nice and round, it's still coming. This one is on its way. This one's just starting to open up. So these are all new. These are old petals that have fallen and dried. And then same here, here we go. This one has passed. We even open it up, show you, see all the little kind of dried up petals in there. So we're going to go down whoop, right to where it meets the stalk and clip. And you can see this one here, lots of new blooms coming on this stalk as well. So here's another one right here that has passed. See how it's more conical? We're going to go down and clip it off. I think I've got them all. I'm also going to take this time to kind of clean up the plant, pick up some of these dried petals that have fallen to make it look lovely. And then if there are any broken leaves, I'll clean that up as well. So let me just take that off. And this is the kind of deadhead that you absolutely can do, both in a potted dahlia like this, and then also, of course, in the gardens as well. Okay, we're all done. I think I've got them all. As you can see, it's a little tricky. They're all in different stages, and I really want to make sure I allow the ones that are just starting to bloom to actually get that beautiful bloom out and not clip them before their time. And we've got lots of new ones on their way as well. So we're gonna, that guy can probably go. It's looking a little sad. But the rest of them are looking awesome, and they're going to look even better now that these other ones are gone, and it's really focusing in on making all these blooms just fantastic. So that's it. We've got this deadhead done. Now this plant can really focus in on making all of these blooms even more beautiful, that we can enjoy this plant as long as possible in this season. Now I'm going to take all of these faded blooms and hide them in my garden in and amongst my hostas. I find that they're a good spot for hiding things like this, and then adding this organic matter back into the ground so that we can really help to establish that nutrient base, especially when it comes to my suburban soils. I think sometimes they can use a little help. So we're going to add that in there, and then we'll be done. And then we'll keep going throughout the whole season. And this time I'm going to be more on top of it so that I'm getting them as they go. So it's really not focusing much energy at all on making seeds. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found the video interesting and helpful. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more gardening adventures and tips just like this. Thanks again, and happy gardening.